what's up, Gappy D? How's it going? Shout out to Gappy D in the chat. How you doing? Yeah, it's actually about to start in 29 minutes, so I could actually put that on the screen too. Just give me 1 second, everybody. I'll put the countdown timer on the screen. It should only be 29 minutes, and I'll take your guys' questions, and I'll go up there. And as long as it's not, as long as it's a decent question, I'll ask your guys' questions on the stage. Just give me 1 second, and then I'll start writing down your guys' questions. And we'll get up there and we'll ask them in front of everybody any good questions you guys might have. I just need 1 second, chat, to finish setting up the stream. Hey, what's up, Alex B? How's it going? What up, Crypt? What's up, QDS Land? How you doing? Mooncast AMA. Yeah, it's about to start. It's Safemoon Mark, Safemoon Mark, Sean Wittrill, Katz, the Safemoon educator in the Discord. But we do have the real AMA happening next week. So the real actual AMA with the real team happens next week. But you guys can put any questions you want me to ask down in the comments, and I'll write them down, and I'll go up on stage and ask them for you guys. I'm almost done setting up the stream, so it might put you into an ad right now. So I gotta turn on the monetization. When Mooncraft goes live? Okay. Yeah, I kind of prefer the real, the core team dev AMA live. Like, a video is like a nice cool update, but I'd prefer to, like, us be able to ask them questions live stream to the dev team. Because there's so many things they can't talk about right now. So let's see how much questions we got. Mark's goal is still 10 billion? I believe so, yeah. If not more. It was 10 billion, and it's only gone up since then. Let's see how much volume it takes to remove a zero. That's a good question. I think it depends on how much buying does it take to remove a zero. Eventually, selling will lead to you know, decrease of supply, which could increase the price. But right now, selling just decreases the price. So how much buying would have to happen? If you go look at the chart like I did in one of my last videos, we had the volume was like 10 million to 100 million to 300 million, and we basically ate a zero. So it seemed to be in the 10, 100, 300 million. So let me start writing down these questions. Yeah, I'll go with that one. How much volume? They probably won't answer that one, but I'll ask it. Does it take to remove a zero? I'll also like to know when Mooncraft goes live. So Mooncraft is live, right? Like, you can do that right now. It just doesn't have, it's the servers that have the Safemoon integrated with Mooncraft are not live. Crypto Control, thanks for the live stream as always. Thanks for being here, Big Daddy Barbecue. Good to have you, bro. You making some barbecue today? It's Sunday. Okay. I could just say, when will Mooncraft go? Mooncraft's Safemoon integration go live. Maybe that's a better way to word that. They're not going to be able to answer these questions on some of these questions, unfortunately. I just missed the Safemoon Michael AMA. Any thoughts on or key takeaways? Please share. The only things of value I heard from that was that Safemoon Mark worked with the Mooncraft team, and basically they've already got Safemoon integrated into the game so that the game can, you can, whatever you're doing in the game, you can use Safemoon to do. But it just hasn't gone live yet. That's what I got. That's the only thing of really significance that I got from that. And we do have, they have confirmed that date that John Caroni released, that the 12/9/21 is referring to September 12th, not December. But at the same time, John Caroni also said that he doesn't think we're ready for the December reveal. So as long as that sounds like two different things, like September and December reveal. So we'll see how all that goes. Where is Big Daddy Barbecue from? That's a great question. I'm not going to ask that in the AMA. That would be a funny question to ask, though. Let me see. A question I'd ask is, when are they going to fix the reflection rate to how Safemoon Mark has it displayed on his website so we get the full reflections? Like, how are they supposed to be? Any idea on tokenomics 2.0 release date? I meant, yeah. We'll just ask what we can. Shout out to Ryan Fredericks in the chat. What's up, man? I see you all over the place, Ryan. I see you in other people's videos as well. If you guys have a question you want me to ask, just put your question down below and I will try to ask them. We got about 23 minutes, so I'll put a timer on the screen. Let me get my timer going. I'm also about to make another video on the stopping of the burn and why it has to be above a certain number. I kind of talked about that a little bit in Safemoon Michael's stream in his chat, if anybody saw that. All right, so we got 22 minutes is when it starts. I usually try to start these early, but Safemoon Mark, Safemoon Michael, and Sean Witcherell were doing a live stream. All right, where's my timer at? Let's put the alert box on. Just supporting me, astronauts. Hell yeah, man. Gotta support everybody. Smash the like button, please. Thank you, Cody. I appreciate that. Do we have enough liquidity if the whales keep selling? I'll ask it. Oh, I usually try to put your names next to it, too. If you guys want me to put your name next to it, just let me know. If you want kind of like a shout out in front of everybody, just by me like kind of reading your name. Or if you want to be like, you're not sure if that's a stupid question or not, so you want to remain anonymous, I can not say your name as well. Greetings from Toronto. Shout out to Leo in the chat, guys. Thanks for stopping by for the stream. I know next week's stream is going to be the live actual AMA, so I look forward to doing that one with you guys. For everybody who chooses to watch my channel. We got a sub. Shout out to JD with a sub. I thought you were already sub, JD. But thank you for that sub. I appreciate that. All right, so we got some decent questions. I love that the whales are selling. Just wish they didn't drop trillions at a time sometimes. Yeah, we're in an interesting point right now where honestly, it would be better for the price to go up than for whales to sell. In my opinion, if there's a period of time where nothing's happening, then the only thing that's going to make people excited is if the price is going up. So for whales to tank that is kind of hurting themselves, in my opinion. They should let the price go up. And once we get to the exchange and blockchain and wallet and a little bit more hype going, then sell a little bit and keep it down. Because we do really want a lower price, but if they keep tanking the price while it's lower, it's just killing people's dreams. That's just my opinion, though. I could be wrong. So this starts in 20 minutes, and we've only got 16 people in here. It'd be funny if there's only like 20 people in here. Okay. Shout out to Johnny Frangie in the chat. Thanks for stopping by, man. Thank you, Cody. Really appreciate you, bro. Once my Safemoon goes up, I want to do a barbecue food truck. Dude, that'd be sick. If Safemoon ever exploded, I would like make it a point to like visit you guys. I'd go to your food truck. I know that they're going to do a convention. John Caroni confirmed they will be doing a convention. And I'm like 100% sure Safemoon Mark's going to be there. And I'm 100% sure I will be there as well. So whenever they do that, could finally start doing conventions, I'll probably see some of you guys there. We'll get to meet. They should reduce hype. There's nothing wrong with hyping up something as long as it meets people's expectations. That's really all there is to it. Hype is good if it meets people's expectations when it releases, and as long as it releases on time. If they're going to talk about the release of the wallet, and all of us got confused on when we thought that was going to release because we thought it was now, but they should be very clear on when something's going to release and what their goal is and how it might take longer so that people understand that. Because I think everybody thought the wallet was for sure coming out like today, I guess. They said end of July release date, right? How will signups for the Android 10K users work next week? How and where do we sign up? Will it be like the first 500 beta users on the Safemoon website, or will it be first come, first serve on the App Store? So, Derek, they just asked that because Safemoon Mark, and let me know if this music's too loud, but Safemoon Mark and just did a live AMA like 20 minutes ago on Michael's channel, and they asked that question, and neither Safemoon Mark nor Sean Wittrell knew the answer to that. They said basically we don't know yet, and that they'll probably be announcing on their Twitter how to get in on the 10,000 Android beta tester users for the Safemoon wallet. So I'm definitely going to try to do that. I've got an Android phone. If you don't have Android phone, you can still download an app that allows you to, it's like a, what is it called, an Android, I can't think of the word, but basically it's an app that allows you to use Android stuff even if you're not on Android, to your iPhone, to your PC. So you guys can do it that way if you don't have Android. Let's see. Hopefully in Miami. Wherever it's at, I'll travel to. Miami would be a cool one. Yo, shout out to Cobus Marias with the sub, man. I really appreciate that, bro. Good evening from Cyprus. Hey, Johnny Frangie in the chat. How's it going, man? How long for the Gambia project to be finalized? Judy M. Safemoon Mark just answered that in Safemoon Michael's stream about 20 minutes ago. He said that it is way down the line. Way down the line is what he said. No doubt, brother. Let's see. The problem is you will never make everyone happy. That's true. And that's another thing, guys. If you start spreading FUD in the chat, then I'm gonna ban you. There's a big difference between concern and asking questions and just spreading FUD. And last stream I had people saying, oh, they just conveniently got COVID right before the release of the wallet. That's not concern, and that's not a real thing. You're just spreading FUD. So I ever since I started streaming this, guys, I've seen a lot of people in this streams who I don't even know if they're like real, complain about Safemoon and just like a lot of complaining and whining in the chat from certain people. And most of you guys are super chill and super believing. And there's nothing wrong with asking real questions. I really believe in that, which is why I was open to discussing that guy on the Safemoon Reddit that said, oh, I used to be I messaged this guy. If you guys heard about this guy it was like a week or two ago. He was in the Discord, and he came out saying, I have proof that I was a mod, and they're scamming you guys, and it's all a trick. And I was like, okay, I'll hear him out. Like, I'll hear what you have to say out. So I messaged him, and I talked to him. And this guy got super hateful just for me asking questions. I wasn't being disrespectful. And I could show you guys the messages. I saved it. I was like, I just want to know what your claim is and what evidence you have. And his only claim was that the time frame of the wallet wasn't right, and therefore he felt that they were lying and tricking everybody because they're convincing them to buy Safemoon when they're not going to release the product. I'm like, okay, so are you saying they're not going to release the product? And he's like, no, that's not what I'm saying. And he got angry. I'm like, okay, well, if it's delayed, that's not a big deal. Like, that's not nearly as big a deal as you're making it. If the wallet's delayed, that's okay. And Safemoon Mark just said, guys, if you guys didn't hear about it, that the wallet and everything being delayed from their goal, it wasn't when they promised to release it, but their goal is not due to Safemoon, but due to the people that they're working with. So Safemoon Mark just said that, and he probably will say that again if he gets asked that again. Let's see if there's any other good questions. The emulator, thank you. Why could I not think of that word? Thank you so much, Big Daddy. Will the white paper receive a revision or update? I don't think so, but we can ask them that. When do you think Gambia is finalized? Yeah, he said it was going to be a while. When Spencer said that was probably one of the later down the line projects. Apparently, is SafeFall adding measurable volume to Safemoon? That's a good one. What's up, El Elco Loco? How you doing, bro? Is Safe Vault adding measurable volume to Safemoon? Safemoon right now is going to let me get to my 1 billion bag. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, it's super low. I was kind of waiting for it to dip lower. I was kind of hoping it'll dip lower so I can put in, you know, smaller amounts of money to get closer to that 1 billion. 1 billion is a good number. I'd be happy with 1 billion. I mean, honestly, I want 3 billion, but 1 billion is definitely a safe bet. Mississippi in the building. What's up? Green Grass Acres, good to have you back. Critical Mike says thank you. What's up, man? Corporate are scared cryptonomics, I believe, could be behind a lot of the FUD. Yeah, I think there's a lot of fake people that go into Safemoon, Discord, YouTube, all that stuff to just spread FUD. And we also just have a lot of people that just whine and complain, and it kind of sucks. I kind of hope those people just sell their bags. Like, if you don't believe in the project, then just go. And even I was even willing to look at what Safemoon, not Safemoon, was talking about with Safemoon Mark. So not Safemoon got a lot of hate for what he was talking about with Safemoon Mark. But for me, I'm the one of those people that I really do believe in setting your ego aside to just look at the information that's being presented. And I do feel like not Safemoon was wrong about the reflection bag. Your reflections cannot decrease because the percentage you own will always be to the total volume. That can't go down. Yo, Elka Loco, thank you for the $5 donation, man. For the Billy Club Gold, thank you so much, man. Yeah, I know you're not supposed to talk about how much you have, but I'm about a third of the way there. And you know the only reason you're not supposed to talk about what you have is because, I believe it's because scammers try to find they try to link social media accounts to people who claim they have like 9 billion, 10 billion, and then they kind of figure out what your wallet is, and then they use your social media to try to get into your account. That's why it really matters. Otherwise, I don't think it really matters to talk about how much you have, especially if you're probably below a billion. You know, it probably don't matter. Hi, when the burn stops in the future, you're going to get 3 billion after a couple of weeks. 3 billion what? Track and trace. Sorry if I missed anyone's comments, questions. What do we got? About 11 minutes. But I want to say this real quick, and I'll go back to reading your guys' comments, that I do believe that Not Safemoon brings up a good point that a lot of people didn't understand, and I made a video about it. You guys might have watched that, talking about how the percentage of the percentage that Swap and Liquify has on our price will always be greater than what your reflections are. So the decrease in the price from that Swap and Liquify function will always be greater than what your reflections are, because Swap and Liquify is gaining 5% and reflections are gaining 5%. But 5% is going to all of Swap and Liquify, and 5% of reflections are being distributed to all different holders. So it's a fair point to make. If I'm understanding this correctly, like I said, I'm open to being wrong. But at the same time, we're doing that for a good reason. Swap and Liquify is really good for the foundation and future and stability of Safemoon. So, and once we do get to a point where we have, if you add volume to the mix and you add the stopping of the burn to the mix, that's where Safemoon explodes. So I really look forward to these times where people are giving up on Safemoon. I'm okay with that. I want to be here while everybody's leaving and get a good price. If you don't believe in the project, I'm okay with you leaving. I think that's what the part of everybody saying diamond hands, and now everybody's talking about giving up and stuff and how Safemoon's dead. A lot of people are talking about that just because we go a couple weeks without any hype. I'm gonna read your guys' chats real quick because it's about to start. Let me double check because Vinny, you know, he's like, I think he's like the Discord main guy, said that it started at, yeah, it started in 9 minutes. It'll start in 9 minutes. Papa dropped another teaser. What, more bridges? Oh yeah, they still have those other bridges they're working on. Yeah. See, here's right here, if you guys can see. Let me make sure you guys can see. Here's Vino saying the Mooncast starts in under 25 minutes. Get that dance started. So we're in there. It'll probably pick up once people get in there. All right, let me read some of your guys' comments for a second. Thank you so much, Elko Loco, for the $5 donation, man. I really appreciate that. What is your realistic expectation Safemoon price for December 31st, 2021? Johnny Alexander, it's probably somewhat... unfortunately, we're at this point in time where it's just everything right now is really dependent on the exchange and the blockchain. The wallet shouldn't produce massive volume. It really shouldn't. It might produce a little bit, but the exchange, the blockchain, and what they do with that, and they can't talk about that right now because what they have in mind might be something that's not been done yet, so they don't want other people to implement it. So we're kind of in this waiting period. If those things are successful, then we could eat a couple zeros, I believe. If the exchange and blockchain are successful, we could eat a couple zeros. We've talked and shown how quickly the burn... actually, we could eat... I don't know. We could maybe even eat 3 zeros. That might be a little high expectation, but when you look at how quickly we eat through the supply, once we start getting volume, it's insane. Like, our daily volume is... Hey, what's up, Zach? My brother Zach's in the chat. Interesting channels, bro. Thank you, Zach. I appreciate that, bro. But yeah, with enough volume, we can definitely start to eat zeros. If you go look at when we spiked, we had around 100 to 300 million volume, and we were able to just go straight up. So once all we need is volume, and that really depends on the projects. If they're successful with their projects, that's where Safemoon will really take off. They have to completely fail with the exchange, the blockchain, all that stuff. With everything going on with BNB in Malaysia, will that have an impact on Safemoon? That's a good question. I could ask them that. I'm sure that the logistics in getting into the Gambia is much more than any of us know. Yeah, I think so, Big Daddy. Greengrass Acres says, how would you feel if we don't get at least one video from YouTubers during this 10K sign-up, since people don't have to do a NDA? Oh, they don't have to do an NDA for this one? I didn't know that. We're going to get a ton of videos. There's so many Safemoon content creators. When Spencer, so if I got 1.5 million reflection, I should always get that from here on out. Is that what you are saying? No, as long as you don't sell, the percentage that you own to the total supply, say you owned 1% to the total supply, you're always going to get 1% of volume. So that might be a hard thing to understand, but no matter what the price of Safemoon is, if there's 100 million in volume today, you're going to get the same amount that you would get the next day. So your percentage of what you get cannot go down unless you sell. The price of Safemoon can go up, but your volume will always be... It doesn't change the volume. I meant, as long as... If 100 million in volume at different prices just means less Safemoon and more Safemoon, but you're still going to get the amount that you're supposed to get. I mean, I have a ton of videos talking about that if you want to check that out, or if you just want to watch Safemoon Mark's video. All right, so they've got their music playing. Only got 33 people in here. I'll ask some of your guys' questions. Let me make sure I read the rest of your guys' comments. Truff on Homo Cryptus Twitter today, please. There's a lot of manipulation going on in the DeFi space right now. Institutions are going to try to dismantle DeFi before they put in their funds. Do not panic. HODL. I agree, Joe. I really do agree. Judd Brooks says, will beta testing affect price and volume of a real live Safemoon? No, it shouldn't. Unless there's hype, it shouldn't affect it at all. Because the wallet is just where you're holding your Safemoon. It's not going to change anything. When they come out with the exchange, then I believe that's when they'll come out with the cryptonomics, where people will be able to gain reflections on their own coins and tokens by holding with Safemoon. If I understood all that correctly. Is Apollo currency a threat to Safemoon? Apollo is trying to establish government contracts, etc., in United Ally States. Safemoon has always been about all of crypto, guys. Rising tide raises all ships. Everybody knows that line. It's not about just Safemoon. If you're only about Safemoon, then you're probably doing it wrong. You need to keep an eye out for other cryptos that you believe in and invest in those as well. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. That's just my take on it, which is why I invested in Surge. Any idea when burn will stop from Mark's comments hinting at... Yeah, I have a very good idea of when the burn will stop, Freds. I'm going to make a video on that. My video on the burn stopping is coming out tomorrow. I've already made a couple, but tomorrow is going to be a very accurate number, just so you guys know, based off of two things. So I'll give you guys a very accurate guess tomorrow of when the burn is going to stop. I do have to say, no, I don't want to say it. I'll save it for the video tomorrow. You guys can watch the video tomorrow. Okay, how much time we got? 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Somebody messaged me. Was that one of you guys? From Blair? Okay. Wait, let me not miss this. Kelvin, cool with the sub. Thanks so much for that sub, man. I really appreciate that. It can't be 1 trillion. It can't be 1 trillion, and I'll tell you why in tomorrow's video, guys. So yeah, it cannot be 1 trillion. In tomorrow's video, I'll explain all that to you guys why it cannot be 1 trillion. Also, I love Safemoon Mark, but he's going too much. I know he's trying to help, but I feel that's being more FUD created. Gotcha, I misunderstood. Thanks for clearing it up. No problem, Win Spencer. What's up, people? What's up? Carl Loggins in the chat. What's up, bro? Carl is like super supportive, guys. Carl watches all my ads just to like help me get paid. Because when you guys watch an ad, it gives me like, you know, 30 cents or 20 cents. It depends on what it is. But I really appreciate those of you guys that watch my ads, especially Carl. Carl will go back to a video to watch an ad for me. You don't have to do that, Carl. I really appreciate when you do, though, man. Why is BitPalm exchange volume low? Will there be an acquisition of BitPalm or a partnership? Yeah, I doubt they'll be able to answer that, but I kind of want to ask them that. Why is... People get mad when I ask a bunch of questions during these. Low... Acquisition. Using big words in the chat, bro. Thank you for that. I'm guessing that's a sub. Shout out to Joe McAllister with the sub, man. I really appreciate that. BitPalm or a partnership. I'll try to run through your guys' questions. Not 1% of you own 1% of Safemoon. It's 1% of the 5% of reflections. Not 1% of... Whiskey, there's Safemoon Marks talked about it. I've talked about it. You get the percentage that you own to the total supply. The total supply is 1 quadrillion. The number is actually around 946 trillion. So if you own 100 million Safemoon, the percentage of 100 million Safemoon to 946 trillion is the percentage of the daily volume that you're going to get. When they stop the burn, the total supply, instead of 946 trillion, it'll be around the number of the video that I'm going to tell you in tomorrow's video. It'll be around that number, and your reflections are going to go insane at that point. That's going to be the best. Like, you really want to hold until the stopping of the burn. Okay, we got most of that. Let me check the Discord. We still don't have anybody in here. We only got 71 people. Well, I'm just going to try to be the first one to raise their hand and run through these questions. Let's see, what else do we got? Ghostfire in the chat. Carl Loggins, I've been wondering if you can buy Safemoon on their wallet during the testing. That's a good question, Carl. Can you buy Safemoon on the wallet? I doubt they know that. There's so much they don't know, and there's so much they can't talk about, so it does make it really hard, because they're trying to answer our questions, but they can't answer most of them because of NDAs and whatever. Yo, what's up, Woody? Shout out to Woody in the chat. How's it going, bro? Let's see. The wallet will also address the burn ad reflections. It will work best on their wallet. When people are using the wallet, it will clarify a lot of the numbers. And the wallet's supposed to be safer because right now Trust Wallet stores your code on the wallet and makes it easier for you to get hacked. And Safemoon Wallet has a way of dealing with that with the private key, your trust seed phrase, which is like tree, banana, Coke, whatever, you know, all those weird words. And by not, I think it just doesn't store it on it, so it makes it a lot harder to get hacked. And that could create hype around Safemoon. Safemoon's wallet for people to hold on it, and it could create volume for sure, because we had a lot of volume just from the hype when Safemoon first came out. I'm trying to read all your guys' comments, but I also need to be ready to listen to them. They still don't have anybody in here. They should be starting soon, though. They should be starting soon. Let me read through these. Thanks for the reminder. I'm leaving and coming back after I watch a full ad. Ryan, thanks, man. You don't have to do that. I appreciate that, though, guys. I was disappointed asking Safemoon Market question on Michael's AMA. Why not use the beta testers pool from the 500 closed beta? Well, I mean, it wouldn't really be fair. Why not just use people who wanted to be in on it? You know, why not do a new one? Why give people who got in just an automatic into the next one. Shout out to Poo Kua in the chat. Thank you for that sub, Poo Kua. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I think it's more fair to open it up to a new audience and not just give it to people who already got it. That's not fair. Let's get those likes up, people. Shout out to Carl Loggins. Yeah, if you guys haven't liked yet, I really appreciate you guys dropping me a like. I'm going to try to raise my hand so I can get in our questions first, and then maybe I'll raise my hand again if we got more questions coming in. Who is on this Mooncast? I believe it should be the usual crew, which is Mark, Sean Whitriel, Katz, and Vinny. And Vinny will stop by the stream sometimes. So let me, yeah. And also, during these guys, yeah, here's Katz right here. Oh, we've got Fox in the stream. So Fox is the web developer for Safemoon team. He's part of the core team, but he's the web developer. So he's in here, so that's interesting. He'll actually be listening. I don't know if I've seen him in here before. Oh, that hurts. Okay. So this should be starting soon. I'll leave that on so I can make sure I quit talking whenever they start talking. That's a completely silly answer. What phones have completely changed in the last months in the 500 closed beta? He answered with, well, for debugging, wouldn't you want new users with different phones, new different parts of the world? You just want to give everybody an opportunity. Everybody wants to be in on the beta. It'd be unfair to give it back to the same 500 people. Thanks for the reminder. Okay, I already read that. I personally believe that the wallet will bring on way more people besides the army, even though it's only a wallet. It will make it 1,000,000 times easier to purchase Safemoon directly for newcomers. It has that potential. I really do believe that the wallet has potential to bring in volume and bring in new users, but at the same time, I'm gonna keep my expectations low, so I'm not upset when it doesn't. I'm a guy who likes to aim high and just have low expectations, so you don't get too upset. You didn't get a notification. Glad to hear. Nice, Woody. Thanks for showing up, man. Then with the blockchain exchange, it follows. Forget it, says Derek Watt. When does the burn stop? Yeah, I'm making a video on that tomorrow, Judy. I have a very accurate number for when the burn will probably stop tomorrow. Right, but 5% reflections is divided by the whole. So if you own 1%, you get 1% of the 5% reflections. No. Well, yeah, that's right. Because we get 5% of, we get 100% of volume. We get 5% of the 100% of volume. 5% of all the volume for a daily day is split between all holders. So 100% of holders get 100% of the reflections. The percentage you own to the total supply is what you get. Everybody stop what they're doing and go hit the like button. Thank you, Carl. Smash that like button, please. Helps get the live stream to other Safemooners. Thank you, Cody. I appreciate that. Let's see. They're still not starting. They should be starting very soon, though. Will the Safemoon exchange be an actual exchange? Yeah, what do you mean? Of course it would be. Who is on this Mooncast? It should just be the usual group. Mark, Whitriel, and then Safemoon Joe likes to stop by. Safemoon Michael likes to stop by. I wish I could stick around, but got to play with my beautiful daughter. Awesome, Carl. Have fun, man. I hope you have a good time with your family, bro. There's Vino beatboxing for us. What happens when the token becomes a coin transfer 1-to-1? I believe it is. Yes, I believe it is. But I'll ask him that. I can link my preferred financial institution, buy and sell coins, and move the cash back. QDS Land says, will the wallet have a shut-off button for the card just in case, and God forbid, lose or misplace your card? Will the wallet have a shut-off button for the card? Just in case, God forbid, lose or misplace your card. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Land. A shut-off button for the card. Like for your card or for the Safemoon card when it comes out? I have to get back to work. I'll check it later. All right, Critical Mike, thanks for being here, bro. Thanks for stopping by. Derek Watt, thank you for that like, man. I appreciate that. Right, I just wanted to make sure that that was clear for everyone to taper expectations. Thank you. No problem, Whiskey Slayer. Hope you guys enjoy your Sunday. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go work on another video and try to possibly spend some time with my family. But I'll have another video out tomorrow on the stopping of the burn that you guys probably want to see. When wallet? Darren DeBonesmith, how's it going, bro? You guys think it'd be a smart move for Safemoon to release a wallet where you can't buy or sell anything, just to watch Safemoon? You won't get more reflections or anything like that. I don't know. I don't know what the benefit of that would be. How many tokens we have in circulation right now? It's like 944 trillion minus the burn wallet, whatever the burn wallet is right now. Right, just wanted to make sure that was clear for everyone to taper expectations. Thank you. Okay, I think I caught all the comments. I'm so curious about if I'm going to be able to store my Surge in my Safemoon wallet. If I ask that, people are going to get pissed. Can we store our Surge on the Safemoon wallet? Yeah, I can't touch that one. People are half the community is so pissed off about us asking, talking about Surge. Most people are pretty cool, but a lot of the community is like really pissed. And I said this in my most recent video, DeFi and Safemoon is about revolutionizing crypto. It's not about one token. It's about raising all tokens. And Mark is kind of a genius who is working on his own projects that could become its own token that you guys might want to invest in the future. And that's how I saw Surge. So I'm glad to be friends with Mark. He talks to me quite often. As for busy of a guy he is, he's super chill for how often he makes time for me. Guys, Safemoon Mark made time to make a video with me about the Surge token, and we did a 30 to 40 minute call talking about it, and I went back to edit it, and his audio was missing, and somehow his audio got messed up on my end. So I completely lost that video, but we're going to try to reshoot that if he can get time. He's just a super busy guy. That'd be so anticlimactic and dumb, says Kelvin. Cool. To JW, who said, you guys think will be smart. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. What RP says, what would be the job of Fudhound and Safemoon team? That's a good question. I don't know if they're going to know that.
Late. We're just checking up on something. Hang tight, people.
That's him talking. They can't hear me. Safemoon coin soon? Possibly. 580 trillion currently in circulation. Burn wallet somewhere near 420 trillion. So if the burn wallet is near 420 trillion, it should be about 30 to 40 trillion less than that. Well, no, I'm wrong. You're right, Whiskey Slayer. Well, actually, there is a wallet that has 20 trillion that's not on circulating supply. There's so many variables. So I think it actually is around 560 probably then. What would be the job? Okay, I already read that. I would assume, but now it'll be like that last info. There was an issue with the buy button and they can't talk about it. You got in on Surge as well. Yeah, I'm all about getting in on a new crypto that I believe in. Like, that's what I want to do. I'm not just Safemoon only. I want to get on any crypto that I think is going to be successful. I think it's good not to limit yourself and to make good choices. Can the major reflection problem with Trust Wallet be addressed? What is the Addy K? Ask your question. What is the major problem with Trust Wallet? What do you think it is? And I'll ask that question. Safemoon coin soon. MTK stuff says. QDS Land says, like, for example, if I lose my card, if something happens, will we be able to go into our... turn the music back on until they start talking. We'll be able to go into our wallets and shut it off until we find it or get a replacement sent to us. Like your credit card or the Safemoon card? What do you... Because the wallet is not the card. Those are separate things, I believe. The wallet and card are separate things. I'm just trying to understand your question thoroughly. You got Surge? Yeah, I believe in Surge. Shout out to CatXKinMO in the chat. I like SafeVault and SafeRun 2. They give 10 times more Safemoon reflections. The reflection to coin ratio is off in a major way. I need to just figure out a good way to word that. People get pissed when I ask a bunch of questions, but whatever. They say I can ask as many questions as I want. I need a really good way to word that question. I'll just say, someone says, the reflection to coin ratio. Yeah, I'm actually not sure what you mean by that, Eddie. You're just saying that the reflections aren't what they're supposed to be based on the volume for your exchange. You can't do it for total volume, Addy. You have to make sure you're doing it for either PCS or Bitmart or wherever you're at to figure out, to make sure you're getting the right one. Check out IBNB token, amazing. They have the highest reward for holding. He's talking about the Safemoon card, but I don't think they're going to be connected. Yeah, okay, Joe, that's a great to put that. I'll just ask them, are reflections working properly right now? That's a great way to word that. Your Safemoon card. Okay, yeah, I think he did. I think that he did answer your question. I don't think they're going to be linked. I think your card is just like any card that you just use. So if you lose your card, you just want to shut it off like you do any other card, probably. Hoping they fix the reflection issue as well in general. Surge token should have been released after the exchange. If they don't have any rules against what Mark can and can't do, then I think it's perfectly good for him to be spending his free time how he wants to. And if he is so interested in DeFi that after he's done working for Safemoon, he wants to go work on his own token that is not stealing any kind of ideas from Safemoon, and he's just innovating and creating his own, like a token that can't be rug pulled and only goes up in price even when sells, then I support that. I want him to do that. Although he did say he wouldn't be making a token for a while, which kind of sucks because it's awesome to know him and to be ready to jump on his projects, because he'll let us know, and then we're some of the first people to get in on his project. So if Mark ever does become big in the crypto space, he's only 21. So if he keeps pursuing this, he might become the next like Papa. He might be on his way to be the next Papa. And Papa already looked at what he had and he thought it was, they liked it. They bought some, is what he said. So I'm not going to sell my Safemoon to buy Surge. I think that's dumb because Safemoon's down. You're probably taking a loss, but you guys do whatever you want. I'm just going to take other money to put into Surge to give it a shot.
Are we live? There we go. Hello, everyone. Hi, everyone. How are we all doing? Hope everyone's Sunday evening or day, morning, wherever you are from, is going well. Today is Mooncast number 3. These are going to be happening on a weekly basis. So we just wanted to first off say hello. This is actually the first episode that's actually being streamed over on the Facebook group as well. So hopefully everyone over there is... and everything's clear and everything's being streamed to each other, so hopefully that's all sorted on that end. I will be pulling questions from the Facebook group as well. I just want to make a few things clear before we start and we get into some questions and things like that. So first of all, I want to make it clear that this is a Safemoon related podcast where you can ask anything Safemoon related. If you have any questions that are asked off topic, they will not be answered. So Safemoon related questions only. Now, first off, the first bit of information that I want to kind of clarify, because I've been to know there's a lot of information going around and questions being asked about Safemoon bridges, is there's a lot of community members using that Ethereum bridge and they aren't receiving the tokens. Now, I can tell you, you will receive your tokens. However, it is just that it is going to be a long delay. Don't worry, they are on the way. I'm not have any information as to why it's taking such a long time to get them credited, but just to reassure you, you will receive them and they will get to your wallet eventually. So I just want to make sure that's clear. So if you are worried about you've not received them after say 20-30 minutes, don't worry, eventually they will appear in your wallet. It just takes a bit of time. I just also want to also mention that I want to kind of ask the Safemoon community a little bit of something, is that there's been a lot of hatred and sort of negativity in terms of the community at the moment, and I just kind of want to say that if you are a holder and you believe in the project and you see anything negative towards Safemoon, ignore it. Don't get yourself involved. Just carry on with your day. You can look to educate people, because ultimately education is what is needed within the crypto space, so educate them and educate them as much as you want. Now, you've got to remember we are a 4 to 5 month old project as a whole. Everyone invested is joined us on this journey at a very early starting point. Now, you just need to be patient and support one another. And I also want to just especially, not bring the negative towards those people that would ultimately be classed as sell shaming. If people are looking to sell, they're selling for a reason. Don't bring hatred towards people. It's just not nice. Now, with that being said, there isn't anything further I want to sort of address. It's just those sort of two things. It's just remove the negativity, but those with the Ethereum bridges, it's working. It just takes a little bit of more time than you would have expected. So with that being said, I just want to remind everyone that to just think before you post, because it can do more harm than good. But apart from that, let's jump straight into it. And let's me and Sean take the ropes and just go as we please. So if you've got any questions, put your hands up, request, and we'll get you guys up.
One more thing before you come up on stage, please make sure you're using either push to talk or you're in a quiet environment. If you come up here with an open mic, we're going to have to knock you off the stage quick because nobody wants to hear grandmother behind you asking what your favorite pizza recipe is.
Sweet. So let's jump in. Crypto, how are you doing today?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, I just want to make sure that's working. Doing great. Thanks for asking. I just want to run through the questions of my viewers, if that's cool.
Of course.
And you guys said there was no limit to this. I think people get pissed off at me when I ask a bunch of questions.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, so...
No, it's okay. You're bringing in people from the YouTube side of things, which is helpful.
Okay. Right, so the first question, how much volume does it take to remove a zero?
That's a tough mathematical question. Technically, there isn't a definitive number I can give you right this second, but if you were to work it out, there would be a set amount of volume that would slowly increase the burn rate and so forth, because you've got to remember Safemoon's a balancing act between volume and total supply. So we could have a hell of a lot of volume for one day, and ultimately we still got a lot of supply to go. So we need a consistent volume. So it's not just about the balancing act there. But if we had time, I'm sure we could put out a rough number, but just look at how much volume we burnt over the beginning of the token. We burnt nearly 200 trillion tokens with close to $500 million it was around about. So anywhere from a couple hundred million volume would start to really amp the everything and going forward. So I'd say a couple hundred million, but not a definitive answer.
Okay, when will Mooncraft Safemoon integration go live?
When it's ready. When anything in relation to Mooncraft, when the developers are ready and they're ready to announce anything that needs to be announced and discussed.
Same question for Tokenomics 2.0.
In terms of Tokenomics 2.0, I'm assuming that's referring to Cryptonomics. I would assume with that, it would just be when the exchange is ready, because that's when they said that Cryptonomics was going live. So when the exchange.
Okay, and you just tell me, like, all right, get off the stage, Crypto, if that's too many questions.
No, if you got questions, you can go.
Do we have enough liquidity if the whales keep selling?
What you've got to remember is that the whales are a balancing act in terms of anything, in terms of like that. So when you are talking, is there enough? There's enough because there's enough to put in. So in terms of liquidity and people selling, there's enough money in the token for the whales to sell and us to continue, no problem. They all can't sell at once because, again, there's so much that is involved with obviously selling in terms of slippage, XYZ. So they can easily continue this and the community will just gobble up anything that they take. So anything that they take out, the community will gobble up, because as whales sell, there's a better opportunity to get in at the right price and when people hit those goals and targets.
Okay, will the white paper receive a revision or an update?
The white paper has been updated. Not on the current website, it will on the new one.
Oh, wow, okay. Is SafeVault adding measurable volume to Safemoon?
So I can answer this. As of right now, I don't have the exact calculations on how much volume it's increasing, but I do know that it is a goal of theirs to increase the volume for Safemoon.
Okay. Someone said, why is Bibby Palm exchange volume low? Will there be an acquisition of Bibby Palm or a partnership? I don't know if that... Yeah.
that hasn't been confirmed yet, and so I don't think we can comment on that.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Can you buy Safemoon on the wallet during the testing?
Anything relating to the wallet is the only thing we have at the moment is that the open beta for Android is going live on the 7th of August, and then iOS will follow shortly after. So in terms of a time frame or anything in relation to the wallet itself, we'll know when it's live.
To add to that, people asking about closed beta questions, there is information coming. I can't say when or what it is. I promise it's coming. It's there. You just got to be a little bit more patient. I know you've been so patient already. Just a little bit longer.
Also, as part of a beta, I want to add to that. I don't know for a fact, but I'm gonna go ahead and assume probably not. Because it wouldn't make sense to be able to buy crypto on a beta because you don't want people to lose money. But at the same time, you also need to test it to make sure it works before you push it to like a full production. So, kind of sitting on 50-50.
There's a specific way it's being done. It'll make sense when it's told. You just got to kind of hold on for it.
Okay, last two, and then I'll jump off here. When the token becomes a coin, is the transfer 1-to-1?
That hasn't been confirmed as if it's going to be a 1-to-1 because there's so many different implementations of moving it over. There hasn't been anything discussed on that yet. As we get closer to sort of the exchange and blockchain and everything like that, more information will be given.
All right, last question. Are reflections working properly right now? Because people seem to feel that they're not getting what they should be getting for their exchanges.
So if you're referring to sort of calculations and things of like that, you've got to remember that the exchanges and Binance Smart Chain, they're all independent. They're not connected. So when you look at the likes of Bitmart, for example, they are looking to get more reflections because they don't have a burn wallet. Whereas on the BSC side of things, they have a burn wallet. So the burn wallet is taking a 2 point something percent of that 5% right now. So it doesn't balance out when people are trying to work out for the exchanges and they're maybe getting more or not getting less and vice versa. You've got to include that. So it is working as intended in terms of internally. It's just people are getting confused with transactions and stuff.
All right, cool. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Crypto. Safemoon, Hype Man, how you doing?
Hey guys, how are you all today?
Doing good, yourself?
Doing great, thank you. I have a few questions. I'll try and limit them though. First question is, and I'm quite new to crypto, and cryptonomics and tokenomics. So, is the amount of reflections that you get based on the exchange that you got it from? That seems to be what you're indicating.
Yes. So your reflections are currently the ecosystem that you are in. So if you're on Bitmart, your reflections come from the volume of Bitmart. If you're on Binance Smart Chain, then you're getting that reflections from the Binance Smart Chain, and all the exchanges are all independent. I have to correct that and saying that they're all based on the ones that have implemented tokenomics, because I don't want people to say that my exchange doesn't give me any.
Right. Yes. So then, what happens when we all move to the Safemoon wallet, etc., and will we still be getting reflections based on where we purchased it from before, or will we get like an exchange of ones from the Safemoon exchange when that comes in, so that we're all able to earn from the major pool that hopefully will be coming from the exchange?
Well, you've got to remember that the wallet is operating on the Binance Smart Chain. So the likes of, if you bought with like the say PancakeSwap, for example, and you've bought through that operation, then you are going to get the reflections on the Binance Smart Chain. Again, if you're on Bitmart and move over, then you will then get the reflections that are on the Binance Smart Chain based on the amount that you're holding.
Perfect. Next thing I have is, have you guys who are working for Safemoon, essentially, seen enough of the internal operations of how everything works that we don't get to see, that it causes you to have like complete faith in the system that you made the right decision in investing?
I don't know if Sean can answer that one.
Sure. I just want to make sure I understand it. You're asking if we have more faith in the system after officially being named a member of the team?
No, it's more like
knowing the information that we know?
I'm hoping it's that you have such a great view of actually what's actually going on behind the scenes that you can unequivocally say and put your reputation on the line and say, "Hey guys, this is the real deal."
Oh, don't ask me to put their reputations on the line, man. No, I'll jump in on this and I'll just say that knowing what we know gives me a greater appreciation for the difficulties and challenges they face, because they get so aggressive to put out something as quick but as efficiently as possible. And even though a date looks set in stone, and even though everything looks like it's going perfect, there's always something that can blindside you that you can't talk about. And it's frustrating when you have to have a delay because of it. I understand the frustrations the community has, not knowing why things happen in a negative way, but I, now knowing how and why they happen, have a greater appreciation for how hard the team works to get past them. So it gives me faith in the team a lot more than people would not otherwise think.
Yeah, just to build. Yeah, they're releasing as much information as they possibly can. You just have to understand that while there are NDAs in place for each person, there's also NDAs in place for the specific projects that they're working on. So when they don't release information, they're doing it because they can't. And it is frustrating on everyone else's end, but they are telling you as much as they possibly can.
I think a lot of the problem is people expect things so quickly and want instant gratification that they don't account for the natural order of the way the world works and the chaos that's involved. But what I like to know is, hey, I know of Sean Wittrell. I know he's a good guy. He invested in Safemoon. What's important to me to know is that he's actually seen behind the scenes, and after seeing behind the scenes, it's really crushed all doubt that this is absolutely what we want it to be. And I think a lot of people feel the same. They just, because they love you guys. And I think it's that simple.
Yeah,
and thank you so much.
You've got to remember, in terms of the whole project, it's 5 months old. And back in the day when we were having constant AMA releases, maybe, going 3 times a week, the team could do that because there was a lot going on. And you've got to remember is that they have now a lot of partners involved. And there's a lot of people involved that they now need to communicate with. So things can't come out in an instant because, as John put it on Twitter, you can't build something on rocky foundations. So once the foundations is built, they can slowly progress further and further with the project as a whole. So in terms of timeframes or anything like that, if people are wanting things now, then I'm sorry, but you need more patience. The team are doing it, and they're doing it as fast as they can, and they've demolished their timelines to beyond anyone's expectations. So just give them time, and they will deliver. And I can assure you that they will deliver.
So people just need to temper their expectations, calm down. We've got good guys ahead of this. Let them do what they're doing and have patience. It's that simple.
Yeah. Exactly like that. Just patience and time. Things will be delivered, and as I say, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not a simple case of writing some code and posting it. There are things that need to be addressed, solved, and it's going to take time. But yeah,
trust the process. Just
exactly.
do with that.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Safemoon. Right, we got some questions over on Facebook. Let's have a look. So, let's see. Just quickly jump over on here. So we have, will the exchange be UK based? So, to my knowledge, they are a US registered company. Am I correct in saying that, Sean?
The company is registered in the US, yes. I'm sorry, I answered the question on mute.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that the exchange will be based within the US. I'm going to assume at this moment in time, because that's where they're registered, but it doesn't mean that it couldn't be elsewhere. So in terms of the exchange, I'm assuming that's where it'll be right now. But again, no definitive answer on that. Can Safemoon be accessed with a ledger? So Safemoon works the exact same way that any other token would. So if you can put it on a ledger and it will still operate in the same way. Let's bring some more people up while I'm quickly looking through the questions on Facebook. So 1, 2, and 3. Let's have a look here. Can you talk about the potential use case for microtransactions and impact of the 10% swing? So you've got to remember, and John said this a few AMAs ago, is that in terms of transactions, they've potentially found a way where that 10% fee, or at least a fee of an exponential growth, is not involved. There's no confirmation of how that is possible right now, but in terms of fees for transaction use, there's potential ways that they could negate that. As for which implementation they take, they haven't confirmed. Safemoon Whale, how you doing?
Hey guys, how are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good. How you doing today?
Good. Just a couple questions from YouTube. So the first question is, I know team was working on kind of like a educational aspect of Safemoon, just to educate people on the entire aspect of it. A lot of people seem confused about the swap and liquefy feature. I'm just curious, is that something that could come out before, or is that something that's going to be added on the Safemoon educational app, I believe it was?
So you're referring to the overall educational aspects of the Safemoon community and how it's being distributed. Not so much about the specifics of that feature, but the overall educational platform.
Well, both.
Both. In terms of the educational platform, that's something that I've been pushing across all platforms, just everything that I'm on, and I'm trying to educate the community as a whole. And I may repeat myself 50 times about the same thing, but it's about educating everyone. So in terms of that's my involvement, and I'm hoping that down the line, once the team have got the major features out, we can start looking at platforms and things like the educational app and pushing those out. As for any sort of confirmation on that, there's nothing confirmed as of yet, but that's hopefully something we can address. And then if there's anything that you are wanting to address in terms of content wise, we can do videos, we can do whiteboard animations. There's loads of different content ideas that we can do to obviously get the educational content across. So if that's something in terms of the swap and liquefy function needs to be addressed a little bit more within the community, we can look at that, and we can look to try and find the right way to do it.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, because I've seen a lot of interest in the swap and liquefy. A lot of people seem confused and kind of want it dumbed down, on a normal English level.
Yeah. So no, that's something I really want to hit. Is sometimes, especially in the community, you get complex mathematical equations and people get too in depth and forget the basics. So that's something I want to hit home with.
All right. So next question. When we move over to the new, and of course, if you guys can answer, but when we move over to our own blockchain, will we be associated with the Binance Smart Chain in any way?
So there'll be a bridge. We'll be bridging everywhere. That's just ultimately the end goal, is you want to reach the masses in any way, shape, or form. So there'll be a bridge, but in terms of operating anywhere near them, no, it'll be its own ecosystem. Exactly the same way that Binance did with the Ethereum, essentially.
So will Safemoon, in terms of the Safemoon we currently hold, will that exist once we swap over?
In terms of that's something that's not been discussed in terms of anything that we know at the moment. There's a few different operations they could do, but as for any confirmation as which way the team want to take it and Popper's magic and stuff like that, it hasn't been confirmed. So there isn't anything at the moment on that.
Got it. Okay, so next question. In terms of feature on the exchange, and I know this is very limited on what can be said, but people are requesting a feature such as setting up automatic trades from the gains of your reflections. So let's say someone earns $700 in a week off of Safemoon reflections and wants it to automatically sell 50% of that to put into, let's say, Cardano. Is that something that's being looked into or has been talked about?
I can't say if it has or not. I'm not too sure if it's been looked at internally. As I say, the team we're separate from the actual core team, so the core team are working on a magnitude of different things. So anything that's being looked at too is with them. So I couldn't have an answer for you on that.
Got it. Okay.
If you
Go for it.
fancy sending me a DM with that ID, I'll take a look for you.
Got it. I'll go ahead and send that right away.
Thank
Two
you.
more quick questions. First one, when can, and of course, we're just speaking hypothetically here, but when can anyone expect any information on what is truly going behind in the Gambia, as it's, still behind, just secrecy and, what we know that the team has went over there?
Timeframes, there's no confirmation on that. As for the project as a whole, that's all a part of Operation Phoenix. I think that's something that's not been pushed a lot recently, just because there's been a lot of focus on the wallet. But it's a part of Operation Phoenix. Everything as a whole comes together once we have the ecosystem built. So again, that goes back to the building on rocky foundations. We need a solid foundations before we can go anywhere. So once sort of the wallet exchange are in people's hands, and as we get closer to their timeline, that'll be discussed. But we need the foundations first.
Got it. All right. And last question. A lot of people seem to be concerned that the Safemoon website doesn't really display where the Safemoon team is located and kind of has left it up to speculation. And the website on the UK, it's for finding companies. People are unaware of which one actually belongs to Safemoon and which one doesn't. Is the team going to update that information or give any information on that?
I haven't actually heard anybody ask anything on that yet, but I could definitely pass that up the chain and see what they think about it. Because it's a team-related thing, there's nobody technically in here that could really speak to how that is or what they want out there publicly, but I will make sure they are aware of that question.
All right. So that's all my questions, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Reformed McDougall.
Hey. So I just had one question about the guy on Twitter who says he's like a partner of Baby Palm, and he tweeted a little thread this morning about I don't even know what he's saying, honestly, and all the comments are kind of like no one even knows what you're talking about. But he posted a screenshot of his chat with John or something, but I don't know. I'm wondering if you guys saw that or what you think about it.
We saw it. In terms of anything on it, you're on the internet. Nothing is official until it comes from the official team or there's an official post. So anything you see online, I wouldn't believe it until it's officially announced. Personally, everyone can speculate. Everyone can create fake information. So if it's real, it's real. If it's fake, I wouldn't like to believe it until I see an official announcement.
If it's from Safemoon, the business, officially, it will be on the Twitter. Always make sure you watch their Twitter.
Gotcha. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's just quickly bring some more people up, if you don't mind, Venno, and I'll just grab some questions from Facebook. Can you provide us with an update on the Simplex partnership? Last time we had an update, John mentioned that there was some red tape at the last hurdle. Has this red tape put the whole partnership in jeopardy, or is the Safemoon still, hopefully, that Simplex on the Fiat Up-Ramp partnership? So the last thing, as you said, was the John update on the last day of May. As for the red tape, I couldn't tell you if that red tape has now been cut. But in terms of a timeline, is you want to release it at the right time. So any projects in terms of Simplex, whether it be the buy button or on the wallet, you want to release it at the right time. So they're not just going to release it randomly. They want to partner it up with something. And that would be the most logical sense business-wise if they were going to do that. But there is no timeline on Simplex or anything like that. So as soon as we know more, you'll see that on the Twitter, the official spaces. Let's have a look. Let's bring some more people up. Let's see who we got here. So Blair, how you doing? Oh, hello? Seems like you're cutting out there.
Okay, is that better?
Oh, yes, there you go. Hello. How you doing?
Good, good. Hey, I had a couple questions, actually three. First one is for Mark. Is he in here?
Mark is currently unavailable at the moment. He's got some other things he's got to take care of, so he won't be here this evening.
Well, maybe you guys would know. You know, he spoke before about if you had $1 billion in a bag size and $1 billion a day that you would collect $50. But he said, I believe that had nothing to do with price of Safemoon.
Yes.
Can you explain how it doesn't have anything to do with price?
Because essentially, it's the amount of tokens that you're receiving. So if I was to receive 100 tokens at a volume of $1 billion, but let's say as the price goes up, I'm actually going to get less tokens for my money, so I may only be receiving $20 in reflections. 20 tokens for $100 worth of reflections, because the supply is slowly dwindling down. So as the supply reduces, your tokens become worth more, and then your reflections actually become worth the same. So he's talking about the actual value of your tokens that you're receiving in reflections. So that $50, you're always going to receive that $50. It just doesn't matter if it's 10 tokens you're receiving or 100 tokens. It's still worth $50.
Okay. Next question was, what exactly is tokenomics 2.0? Is that getting all the exchanges talking together so they're on the same page?
Tokenomics 2.0, again, it's nothing official from the team, but personally, I would treat Tokenomics 2.0 as cryptonomics on the exchange, and as you were mentioning, is getting everything communicating as a whole. Because that would be the ideal situation, is that we have the entire ecosystem of Safemoon communicating all together, no matter what exchange you're on. But there's obviously implementations away with the likes of exchanges if they actually want to even spend the time to implement those tokenomics. So I would push Tokenomics 2.0 and Cryptonomics together and put that as a part of the exchange and put that all as one. But it's a timeline, and you've got to work with all your partners to get them to implement it. So it's a hard thing to do, and it's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a lot involved with it. Lastly, is this: I'm a big believer that once the smart chain comes out and there's coins under the Safemoon smart chain, it'll be, kind of like how Binance back in January, I don't know, $10 or something, up to almost $700 a couple months ago. And that was like, I think maybe 8 months, maybe a little bit longer. Do you guys see that as being something quicker for Safemoon, or longer, or can you speak on that?
Time frame on anything like that, no one can give you an estimate or a timeline on it. In terms of when you are looking at
like
the exchange,
hypothetically, what would you say?
Yeah,
if we give you a hypothetical timeline and we were dead wrong, you guys would burn this place to the ground, and that's why we hesitate to give you time frames, even if we know them.
Yeah. So what we can say is you can look at the crypto market as a whole, and you can look at the examples of what's happened over the last year. The entire crypto market has exponentially grown. It's doubled in the last 12 months. So there's a lot of factors that you've got to take into account. Yeah. So it's a balancing act. And as I said, we can't give you a time frame, but if you see how the crypto market's playing out and you see history, it could potentially repeat, but there's no guarantee.
Just to build on that, anytime it comes to prediction of time frame and price, I know personally I'll never give you an answer on that, because there's so many different factors that go into it. You just have to understand the processes that are put into place to make that happen, and it always takes longer than expected. So it'll happen. Just give it time, trust the process.
Yeah, and I think it'll probably happen than we think because there's more people investing in crypto than there was, a year ago, 2 years ago.
Yep. It'll be a catalyst
Okay.
for sure.
Well, thanks, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, that winter
look
they had a few years back
forward.
is nothing like the one we're having
Appreciate
now.
that.
The one we're having now should be shorter. Hopefully, just speculating.
Cross your toes. Cross your toes.
Yeah, crossing my toes. And we also have a nice list building of text questions on the back end too.
Oh, sure. Let's have a look at those. So, is Bitmart working with Safemoon team to implement daily reflections instead of monthly? From the last thing I heard, they were working on weekly. I don't know about daily, but the end goal is to have it, as we said, implemented so it's instantaneously and it's all working as one ecosystem. But there's no timeline or anything on that. So they're working with all exchanges and all their partners to obviously implement tokenomics to the best of each company's ability. So hopefully they'll nail that in the head and get that sorted. But there's no timeline again. Why is there a discrepancy between the chart and the movement of price? If you're referring to like the DEX, in terms of like DEX Guru, but looking at like V1, V2, there's a lot of inconsistency because of the likes of V1, V2 with the liquidity pools. But if you're referring to looking at like the likes of say PancakeSwap versus Bitmart, again, that's because they're their own ecosystems and their own prices. So they all deal with their own internal volume. SFM, how you doing today?
It wasn't my original question, but building on what Blair said, the math behind this is just mind-boggling. So for about $2,500 now, you can get $50 per day in reflections once 1 billion in volume is reached. Now thinking about that, the price has been under great pressure because of whales recently. Why do you think, knowing the math behind this is so phenomenal, that we're having that pressure from the whales?
The whales are ultimately selling, and it's healthy for any ecosystem because ultimately the whale dominance is reducing day by day, and it's great because it's also keeping the price consistent because it's given everyone an opportunity to get in. Everyone has their own goals of what they want to get in at and what they want to reach. And if, let's say hypothetically in 3 or 4 years' time, we've grown as a whole community to the point where, your $30 was now getting you 10,000 Safemoon. And it's healthy now, and it's a great opportunity if you are wanting to invest in Safemoon because, again, it's a healthy ecosystem. And we've had whales that have ultimately been nice. Whether you see them as just selling off is another example, but it's giving you an opportunity to greatly benefit. And it's as I say, it's just helping the ecosystem as a whole. So it's healthy. They're selling off at a healthy rate. They could easily look to try and dump everything instantly, and that's not what you want, but at the same time, you want to reduce whale dominance, and they've done it at a consistent rate.
Well, I do agree. It has helped me buy way more Safemoon than I ever thought I'd be able to. But the other question I have, I've mentioned it several times, but it's never been addressed. I've never had a chance to bring it up to you guys directly. But why are the buying instructions for Safemoon incorrect on the Safemoon website, and when will that be corrected?
I think that's a Fox question. Is it incorrect?
If Fox is listening, if he's not,
I was not for a second. My bad.
Go ahead, repeat the question, man.
So I pointed out, I pointed someone to the Safemoon website last night to buy Safemoon this morning, and he called me and told me that the directions on the Safemoon website are not correct. And then I found the directions on Twitter and sent that to him. But why are and they've been incorrect for a while. When will they be corrected?
The instructions are correct. 100% correct. It just does not include iPhone. Because I have yet to redo it for iPhone users.
Got it. Well, I'm an iPhone user, and says he, so that makes sense.
If you're having any trouble, there is a video on my YouTube channel. It's the main video on the screen that will tell you how to buy exactly with iPhone. It was the same video that they put up on Twitter, but I know as time goes on, Twitter videos get lost. So it's on my main YouTube page. So just head over to Safemoon Educator and you'll see it.
Is that Twitter DApps video that was posted?
Yes.
I also have that pinned in the help channel, so you can find it in the pins easy.
There you go.
Yeah.
So if you
And instead of like relying on the app to do to open Pancake Swap, you can pretty much just go to Pancake Swap directly and connect your wallet and do it through that way. That's pretty much what it's saying. It's just you have to take like an extra loop instead of being able to do it through the app.
Right. I imagine it'll be a lot easier once the wallet comes out and you have the buy button. But, to me, getting the correct directions for iPhone users, which is probably the majority, I think Sean posted it was 70% of the U.S. market is iPhone users. And it would be handy because the first time I bought SafeMoon months ago, it took me a couple hours. So just throwing that out there. That's all. Thanks, guys.
No problem. I can say that the whole point of the development of the wallet and the exchange and moving forward is simplicity. That's what they wanted to hit the nail on the head with, and that will come with time. And again, as soon as everything's released, you won't have any ounce of problem buying SafeMoon or any token on the Safemoon exchange wallet. You'll be able to do that all instantaneously through the platforms that they've built. Sweet. Posu?
Posu, we don't hear you. Might want to have to check your mic input.
Yeah.
We'll jump next question while he's doing that.
Yeah, we'll jump over to ATX.
Hey guys, how's it going today?
How you doing? We're not too bad.
Hey.
Nice. I have two questions. One is the Safemoon physical code still being in production?
Sorry, you missed that on my end. So just repeat that for me.
Is the Safemoon credit or debit code still being in process?
So that should be a part of the Simplex, and that's the agreement with Simplex. That's the partnership as a whole. So that should still be in the works, and that should hopefully be released. Hopefully at the start with Simplex, if not, at least once a little bit after the buy button's been implemented. But it's still coming. It's still there.
Okay, perfect. Just last question, more of a suggestion is when those codes do come out, can we get a black code with the green, Safemoon green in it instead of the red, blue, and whatever?
I'm hoping the same thing. As for their color choices, I think the ones on the videos were just more of a placeholders, more than an actual guarantee. But I hope those is space cards and, maybe even putting your own images if that's the case. Maybe pay a little bit extra to get a printed image and have a Safemoon design on or something. That would be pretty cool.
Perfect. Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys doing this every week.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll jump over to one or two of the questions on Facebook. Will there be a transfer fee from Trust Wallet to the new wallet? So I think we mentioned this last week, but as well is that the Safemoon wallet is still on the Binance Smart Chain. It's still a part of that network. So our ultimate standpoint on the Safemoon wallet is that we technically should just be able to access the current wallet that we have. Now, Papa has mentioned on a few occasions that there's a new way to access your portfolio from the blockchain. As for how that is, we haven't had confirmation or know about of that. But as time goes on and once the open beta starts and stuff like that, we'll be able to see exactly how it all works. But there should be zero fee because you're just accessing your own wallet that you already have. You're accessing your own portfolio. So there shouldn't be a fee. But as I said, we'll find out more as it's less than a week now from open beta, so it'll be pretty cool. We got some questions on the Discord. Hi, could you say anything regarding the collaboration with Bippy? Is there rumors true with speaking on owls and nesting? As I said, I wouldn't believe everything you read online. There's nothing to confirm that is real, and there's nothing to confirm that is fake. As I said, it's ultimately just a rumor at the moment. So until there's an official announcement, we can't comment on that until we know for sure that it's come from the Safemoon team. When the burn wallet will get bigger, it will take a bigger part of the reflections. Any ideas, or taking reflections at a point? So there's a mathematical equation, and Mark had this the other week, and he brought this up before, and I'll have to get him to provide that equation. But essentially, is you are not actually losing reflections. Yeah, just because the burn wallet is taking a bigger percentage of the reflections, you're still actually gaining the same amount of reflections. Again, I'll have to get the equation, but you're not actually losing anything for the burn wallet being bigger. It's I'm assuming, and again, it's from the way that I was reading the equation, it's a balancing act between the amount of tokens to the value of those tokens. But again, I'll get that equation and I'll put it out on my Twitter, and we can clarify that for you. Should we bring some more people up? Let's bring some more people up. 2 and 3. Gandalf, how are we doing?
Hello guys, thanks for having me here. How are you doing, guys?
Not too bad. Yourself?
Well, I have 2 questions. The first one is for Saifu Fox, if he's here.
Fox, you hanging around?
I guess it's muted.
Yeah.
Got a question for you, buddy. With building the exchange, the blockchain, and the whole system, like the whole ecosystem, will it be displayed on the website in a different manner, like in the future, when all these features are like put down and everybody can just access the exchange and access like gaining tokens on the wallet and see that? We, for example, have a possible live feed where we can see the current status of, for example, the diminishing supply or the rising holder number.
I am lost. Can you simplify that?
Well, would there be a live feed where we could just see the changes in the Safemoon ecosystem, like seeing, for example, getting more holders or the supply actually diminishing over time? Because most of the websites or most of the systems just show that where they're listed and what token they have and what feature they have. But would it be like possible to show how actually the coin is changing over the time with the burn rate and whatever?
I am actually not sure on that, but all of the stats on the homepage are live and they are real time. Like the holder count, the supply, and market cap, and the current pricing, that's all real time. As close as real time as I could get it.
All right.
Now for like progress, like live progress feeds of everything going on, not really super possible. Unless someone sat there constantly and was doing constant updates to the website to show progress manually, but other than that, I don't think so.
Okay, thank you. And the second question is for Cats. Cats, you're doing all the educational videos, which I'm actually pretty proud of because I'm just showing them to the local community.
All right, guys, I'm up there. I'll ask those questions again.
Like the real and necessary education out of it, not from like, I would say, let's say it from different YouTubers. Once we know what Gambia is about, like the whole process and even the Project Phoenix, how will the educational videos from you continue? For me, for example, it is pretty important to see, for example, if it unfolds what's behind Project Phoenix, we see the actual development over time. And will you make videos regarding the current state and explaining them? Or will you just switch it up in the future and just like continue doing the actual educational stuff only regarding Safemoon and not the, I would say, the progress of this project? Because Safemoon wants to change the world. And I think that a lot of people would be interested to see at what stage of the Project Phoenix we're in, like when they're like simple facts or simple themes coming up, that you actually make some educational videos for that.
I'm not going to stop creating educational content. That's not going to stop. Now, how I create that educational content will develop over time. at the minute, I'm accessing all platforms, and I'm utilizing all the key areas to reach as many people as possible. Now, there'll be educational content coming out that may be complex, that be for the sort of veterans of crypto, but then there'll be educational content coming that's just to the newbies that have only just joined, and Safemoon being the first cryptocurrency. So in terms of the content that's coming out, it'll be diverse across all levels. As for how that comes out, that'll come out based on the content at the time, and what needs to come out and how far we are within our journey. As you said, is like the likes of the Gambia and stuff. I'm hoping that we could get like an app, because I know that an educational app was on the timeline. So if we can get a sort of a direct space where everyone can go, and then it can be diverse, you know, so if like me creating content and videos, it can all be in one place, and we can all join each other and have comments and discuss things in like these spaces here. This is why we do these sort of spaces, and I do my own streams over on Facebook and stuff like that. So it's about reaching the masses and reaching them and educating everyone based on the current requirements. So it's not going to stop. I'm going to be here, and I'm going to continue to do my own little thing and reach out to people and answer any questions people may have.
Awesome. Thank you, man. I'm just looking forward for it. Keep it up, guys. Also, Venom and Sander, great work. Thanks for keeping up the chat and just like the calm situation in the chat, even when there are rough times right now.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Take care.
Thanks, Gandalf. I got a question following on from the question that Gandalf has. Fox, will there be a way to track reflections for taxes?
Possibly. I can't, say anything for sure for legal reasons, because taxes is a sticky subject.
Yeah.
But there will be tools available soon there will be tools available to be able to track like your buys and sells and your reflections as well. So
There'll be things to help make it easier to track those sort of things that would be required for taxes, but it's not going to be a guarantee to help you do your taxes.
correct. There's also going to be a disclaimer stating that.
Sweet. Makes it easier for people. Love it. Sergio. Oh.
Sergio.
Are we there? No, I think your mic's not connected, but if you want to check our input, I'll jump over to Brain Brittle. If you want to just check your mic input.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, you good?
Hello?
Yeah, we hear you, Brain. Go ahead.
I've never been part of a beta test before, closed or open. So for some of us newbies who are excited to be part of the open beta, what would be the expectations from us to ensure that we're helping the process and not unintentionally hurting the development process of Safemoon Wallet?
Well, as long as you're following what you're told, if you were to get in, you'll be fine. I mean, the wallet's not going to be released in any way to the public or in any kind of open beta with some kind of like issue with it that you guys could use to damage the project. You could expect that. That's why there would be delays as well. They're very carefully and strategically doing things to ensure that you guys can be involved without any kind of harm coming to it.
At the same time, it's a beta test as well, so they want you to find things that may not be working intentionally. So if things are broken, and they need to fix them before it is released to the masses. So it's easier to fix something when a few thousand people are using it than, say, the likes of millions of people using it. So they want you to test it to its fullest potential and find things so that it isn't broken. So that's what a beta test is. So as long as you use it, have a play around, try and find things, and just use it as if you normally would any other wallet app, and just have a look around and use some of the features that are on there.
Thank you for your time and attention.
Thanks, Brain. Sergio, do we have our mic connected?
So, quick thing about the beta, or for the people that have been selected for the beta, if you have any question about the NDA you signed, or whenever the beta is or whatever, please do message me and not someone else, or do not post it on socials. Because if you post it on socials, you are breaking your NDA, as reported in your NDA. So just a quick heads up about that, because there's a lot of FUD going around the NDAs, and I hope we can destroy it like a team, destroy it like a family, because we're all for Safemoon, and we are supporting Safemoon. Thank you all.
Sweet. So, Joe, do we have a mic?
I haven't seen that light come off. I'm going to assume he's no go. Probably going to have to move on.
That's okay. Crypto, welcome back.
Hey, I'm back, guys. I got just a couple more questions after that. Someone said,
Sure.
Is there an answer to the P tokens issue, swapping P Safemoon over to Safemoon but not receiving the Safemoon back to your wallets? Yes, the addresses are correct. I double checked, is what he said.
I think he's referring to the delay. There has been a delay. I have no information as to why. I'm trying to reach out to P tokens to see if there is any delay on that, or what's happening. People do get them. It just takes a considerable amount of time at the moment. As for what's going on there, that's something that hasn't been addressed as such in terms of disclosed. But like I said, I'm trying to reach out to P tokens and see if they can assist on maybe what's happening. And I'm assuming that the team are already in contact as well. So
okay.
They'll get the tokens.
Yeah. Two more. They said, will the wallet have some kind of anti-dusting protection? Or is that...
I don't think that's possible.
The only thing... Oh, go on, Sean. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Katz. I don't think that's possible because essentially anyone can see your wallet address, and so they can send you anything they want. It's just really up to us as a community to educate everyone to be aware of what a dusting attack, or just understanding that if you didn't get the tokens for paying, then it's probably best practice to just disable it.
Yeah. The only thing they could look to potentially do, and its potentially feature, is that if it is a known sort of dusting coin or token, and it's known within the system that it can be, it would just automatically disable, so you don't even know that you've even received.
Okay. And the last question is, when will the new website be up? I don't know if we already answered that or not.
Whenever I feel like putting, no, actually, I gotta wait for legal and stuff to look over it, and it's gotta be revised, and I'll make sure everything's accurate. So, as of right now, don't take anything on the dev website as factual or anything like that. It's literally there for demonstration and stuff for like John and them. But people have discovered it, so it's there, I suppose. But it will, yeah, I have no idea. I just gotta wait on the rest of the team to revise it.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Crypto. iHunt, welcome.
Hey, what's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah, good. How are we doing?
All right, awesome. I tried to get through last week, and I didn't get through, so thanks for taking the call. Hey, I just had a question, and I don't know if you guys can answer it, but and if you can't, that's fine. But, with the Gambia, we've talked about our integration into Gambia.